Today is September the 23rd, 2020. Let me make sure. Yep. Today my first baby mama birthday. Anyways, I had a series of dreams back in 2012, Obama's second term. I have did the dream and put pictures and stuff with it, and I erased it off of the internet. I've been trying to get it back since to put it back on there. But I'm just going to give you the dream again. Like I said, I had this dream around about 2012, the beginning of 2012, the end of 2012, somewhere in 2012. And the dream started like this, that it was this building, and on the side of this building was this tall cell phone tower that reached to the top of, to the clouds. And when you look up at the clouds was, you could tell they was all even. You could tell that it was the floor of heaven. And on top of those clouds was train tracks, railroad tracks, but they was broken apart. One was over here, one was over there, one was over there, they was not connected. Then, all of a sudden, like I said, I could tell the floor, the clouds was the floor of heaven. I could just tell it was. Then all of a sudden, I was on the other side of the building. On the other side of the building, I seen a person that I grew up with when I was like 12, 13, named Red, in Alabama. And, he was just to the left of me, just standing, looking at me, and on the other side of this building, he was just looking at me. And it was this car, an old school car that had all these different type of rust spots on it. It was purple and black and brownish looking, just gray. All these rust spots was on this car. And the car had no doors, no windows, no nothing. And I looked to the right of me on the other side of that building. It was this big, gigantic white tornado, and it was coming to get me. And I was scared to go in this tornado, so when it came to get me, I started rising up into the air, and I grabbed a hold of the car with the top of my feet, like it was no doors. So the top of the roof where the door was shut at, I grabbed a hold to the car with my feet, and this whirlwind was picking me and the car up. So, I was scared, and like I said, it was picking me up, and then finally it was over with. It didn't take me. So the car dropped back to the ground, and I dropped back to the ground. And while the tornado was happening, it wasn't affecting my old associate, Red. He was just standing there. It wasn't affecting him. He was just standing watching me as it was affecting me. When it was over with, I ran into the building. When I ran into the building, I seen Joe Biden talking on CNN News, and he had a big gunshot wound going from this side of his head to that side of his head, and he was still talking. I mean, the gunshot wound was big, like a 50-cent piece or a dollar piece, and he was just still talking on the news with this big old gunshot wound going through his head. After that, that was the end of that dream. A lot of that dream already didn't happen. What it is, September, August the 25th, I was in Mississippi at a truck stop, and my dispatcher, he was trying to get me to accept the load that was going to Houston, Texas. And I'm like, nah, I'm not fixing to go to no Houston, Texas, which was to the right of me, and Alabama was to the left of me. Alabama is where, Red, where we from Alabama. He was to the left of me in real life on the 25th. The building was directly in front of me. It was a cell phone tower while I was at this truck stop, because that's where I was at in Mississippi, at a truck stop, a Petro. And they was trying to send me to Houston, like I said, on August the 25th of 2020. And I'm like, nah, I'm not finna go there because there's 2 hurricanes headed to Houston. so I didn't go. What are the odds of that happening? The cell phone tower, the two hurricanes that was coming to Houston to the, which would have been to the right of me. I would have had to head to the right, to get to Texas. If I were to go to the left, it would be taking me back to Alabama, which was where me and Red is from. So just like my dream. But I think that dream probably mean more than just what happened physically. But all of that took place on August the 25th. Like that portion of my dream, like the hurricanes and everything. Like I just wanted to share that with you, just in case. I don't know. What if Joe Biden gets shot in the head? I don't know. I don't know what the dream means to the fullest. I ain't gonna sit up and lie to you like I do. But I know that portions of it just took place, so I just wanted to share it on the internet.